Most people think cutting sugar is about willpower. It isn't, it is about biology. The moment you put down that last piece of candy or push away that sweetened coffee, your body begins a process so ancient and so powerful that your ancestors depended on it to survive. You aren't depriving yourself. You are flipping a switch. And what happens on the other side of that switch is something most doctors never explain. Today we are walking through exactly what your body does when you stop eating sugar hour by hour. So you understand why every single minute of discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is finally going right. Let's start the clock. Hours 0 to 2. The moment sugar stops entering your system, your pancreas begins to calm down. For years, every can of soda, every handful of candy, every sweetened yogurt has been triggering an insulin spike. Think of insulin as an alarm system. Every time sugar hits your blood, the alarm blares. Your body scrambles to clear the threat. It packs glucose into your liver. It packs it into your muscles. And when those are full, which in a modern diet they almost always are, it converts the overflow into body fat and locks it away. In these first 2 hours, the alarm is going quiet. Blood glucose begins to normalize. Insulin starts dropping. Nothing dramatic has happened yet. But the stage is being set. Hours 2 to 4. By hour 3, your brain notices the change. Dopamine, the reward chemical, spikes every time you eat sugar. Your brain has been trained to expect this. So when the signal doesn't come, the brain sends a distress call. You feel it as a craving, maybe a slight headache, maybe irritability. This is not weakness. This is neurochemistry. Sugar triggers dopamine responses that mirror other addictive substances. When you remove it, your brain behaves accordingly. It protests, it demands. Understand what is happening here. Your brain is running a program it built over years of repeated reward cycles. You're interrupting that program for the first time. The discomfort is real. It is also temporary. And it is proof that the process has begun. Hours 4 to 8. This is where most people break. The cravings peak. Blood sugar, no longer buffered by constant sugar intake, begins fluctuating. Your body is accustomed to running on fast fuel. It has always had glucose arriving on schedule. Now the deliveries have stopped. The liver is opening its glycogen stores, that emergency cash supply, to keep your brain running. But those stores are limited. Your body hasn't learned yet how to efficiently tap into fat. It's like a factory that has only ever used one energy source suddenly being asked to switch suppliers. It stutters, it panics, your energy dips, your mood drops, your head may pound. Push through. This is the metabolic gap. It is not the final destination. Hours 8 to 12. Around hour 10, something begins to shift beneath the surface. Insulin levels are now low enough that a different set of instructions can be issued. The enzyme hormone-sensitive lipase starts to activate. This is the enzyme that unlocks your fat cells. Your body has tens of thousands of stored calories sitting in adipose tissue. Under normal sugar-fueled conditions, high insulin keeps those cells sealed shut. It is biologically impossible to burn fat when insulin is elevated. Now, with insulin dropping, the vault begins to open. Fat starts moving into the bloodstream as free fatty acids. Your body is learning to use a fuel source it has been ignoring for years. This is metabolic flexibility beginning to take root. Hours 12 to 16. By hour 12, blood sugar has stabilized significantly. The violent spikes and crashes that defined your sugar-fueled days are gone. Energy becomes steadier. Not electric yet, but no longer a roller coaster. Your liver is now converting those free fatty acids into ketones. The brain lacks the capacity to burn fat on its own. It must have glucose, or alternatively, it must have ketones. And here is what most people don't realize. The brain prefers ketones. Ketones burn cleaner than glucose. They produce more energy per molecule. They create less oxidative stress, less metabolic smoke. By hour 14, 16 at the latest, something remarkable happens. The fog lifts. Focus sharpens. People describe it as their mind suddenly switching to high definition. This is evolutionary design. A hunter with low blood sugar cannot afford to be slow. Hunger was supposed to sharpen us. Hours 16 to 20. This is where the deeper repair begins. Your cells have been running without interruption for over 16 hours. No new fuel arriving means your cellular machinery starts a process of internal housekeeping. This is autophagy. It literally means self-eating. Your cells identify damaged proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, misfolded structures that could eventually contribute to conditions like Alzheimer's and certain cancers. They wrap them in a membrane, break them down, recycle them into clean, functional amino acids. When you eat sugar all day, autophagy is suppressed. The cleaning crew never shows up. It cannot function when insulin is high. Every hour of elevated blood sugar is another hour the internal recycling system sits idle. By cutting sugar, you are finally letting the maintenance team do its job. Hours 20 to 24. At hour 20, your body releases human growth hormone. Studies have documented increases of over 1,000% during extended fasting and sugar restriction. Human growth hormone is a muscle-sparing, fat-burning signal. It tells your cells to protect lean tissue and prioritize stored fat as fuel. This is why the old fear that cutting sugar will waste your muscle is physiologically backwards. Your body isn't going to burn the furniture to heat the house when there is a shed full of firewood right outside. It burns the fat. The combination of low insulin and high human growth hormone is a state almost impossible to achieve while eating sugar constantly. It creates a hormonal environment where fat loss accelerates and muscle is preserved. Days 2 through 5. This is the hardest stretch. The acute neurochemical withdrawal from sugar peaks here. Headaches intensify before they resolve. Sleep becomes disrupted. Mood can swing dramatically. Anxiety is common. Your brain's dopamine pathways are recalibrating. Every craving you feel is your brain trying to run its old reward program. Every hour you don't give in is a new instruction written to that system. Your taste perception also begins to change around day 3 or 4. The sensitivity of your taste buds recalibrates without the constant bombardment of concentrated sweetness. An apple starts to taste extraordinary. An onion tastes genuinely sweet. Your palate is reconnecting with reality. These aren't small changes. This is your sensory system healing. Days 6 through 14. By the end of the first week, most of the acute symptoms are gone. Headaches fade. Energy stabilizes into something you may not have experienced in years. Consistent, clean, uninterrupted power. No mid-afternoon crash demanding a sugar fix. No mood collapse at 4 in the afternoon. Inflammation throughout your body begins dropping. Your gut microbiome is shifting. The bacteria that thrive on constant sugar have been starved back. The more resilient bacterial populations remain and strengthen. Skin begins to appear less puffy, less inflamed. Sleep deepens. By the second week, your cells are handling energy fundamentally differently. You are no longer a glucose-dependent system. You are becoming a metabolically flexible machine capable of running on multiple fuel sources with remarkable efficiency. Beyond 2 weeks, the transformation compounds. Blood pressure begins to improve. Cholesterol profiles shift in the right direction. Research published in the American Journal of Nutrition found that a low-sugar dietary approach can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes by up to 40%. Your hormonal communication improves. Leptin, the satiety signal, begins functioning properly again. Your brain hears it clearly now that the sugar noise has been removed. You stop eating when you are nourished, not when you are stuffed. Cognitive function improves. Concentration deepens. Studies have linked chronic sugar consumption to changes in the frontal cortex, the region responsible for decision-making and focus. When the sugar is gone, that region gets its signal strength back. You are not the same person who put down that last piece of candy. You are running on a completely different operating system. Give this a try and share your experience in the comments below. Did you feel the crash at day 3 or the breakthrough clarity at day 7?